Hey, welcome into our Thursday night embroidery check-in. I am sorry I'm running late tonight. I hope y'all are having a great one so far. It's going to take us a little bit more time to get prepared tonight because I thought I was ready, but I had a little kick. Something kind of threw me off course a little bit. But I'm going to let y'all know what happened. So I hope y'all are having a great evening. It's almost Friday, and I'm super excited about it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being patient. Hello, Kingsbury's Crafts. Thank you for coming in. Hey, Crystal, thank you for coming in. Thank you. Yeah, so again, I'm ready to go ahead and get started because I feel like I'm really behind tonight. I know I started late tonight. And also I had a little detour with my project. When I got out here, it didn't work as quiet as I thought it was going to work. So we'll just kind of go with the flow. Excuse me, y'all. Hello, Miss Chris. Thank you for coming in. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Miss Betty. Thank you for coming in. Welcome in. Y'all know I'm ready to go ahead and get started. I know I'm late and y'all waited on me. Now I'm ready to take off. So thank y'all so much for the ones that was here before I came in. I really appreciate y'all. We're doing a simple project tonight. I'm ready to get started, y'all, because I know I'm already running late and it depends on how things go. I hope I have the things prepared, but I'm doing applique tonight. It's going to be a small part of applique. And I have some of my red fabric already. I call it treated, but with heat and bond light on it already. And I'm hoping that the piece is big enough that I have already prepared. But if not, I'll have to do that when we get started. Hello, Miss Linda. Thank you for coming in. Yes, there you go, Miss Chris, giving it a countdown. Y'all know I'm ready. Y'all know I'm ready. And again, I do apologize for coming in here late, y'all. And I have a fan down here blowing. Can y'all hear that fan? Is it a distraction? Let me know, because if it is, I'll turn it off. All right. So I guess we'll just go ahead and talk about the project that I'm going to be working on. This is the tote. And I'm already thinking about, okay, Miss Chris says she don't hear. Thank you, Miss Chris. So I'm just doing the tote bag tonight, guys. This is a bag that I'm assuming it came from Hobby Lobby. Let's see, because I took it from my business partner over there. So let's see. Yes, it's from Hobby Lobby. The price on it is $4.99. I don't know if this is the bag that's usually like on sale, but it's, I guess you call it box corners at the bottom there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is what it looks like on the back. Let's see. This is what it looks like on the back. And here on the front, there is a pocket right here with Velcro. And I'm going to be using my bind machine tonight to do this. This can be done on a single needle. You can maybe use it and lay it flat. Let's see here. Probably can flip it inside out for it to be done on a single needle. And so when you flip it inside out, you can go on top, like before the Velcro part, and just lay it flat. Let me grab a, you can just lay it flat like so if you want to do it on a single needle, right? And then your machine will move around here. And even if you wanted to do the little small pocket on the side, I would say you can still do that on a single needle too. So the pocket that I'm talking about, and I hope I'm holding this okay. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm talking about over here. Okay, so to do this pocket here, where the Velcro is, you can take this and flip it inside out. Flip it inside out. And it still can be done on a single needle. That pocket can be done. I think so. Maybe your design would be a little closer to the top of it. But you can take it and lay it flat on your single needle. And you still can kind of get down in there. Maybe for a monogram or something at the top. But you can lay it flat and stitch it on your single needle. Now, when you get ready to go on the machine, it's gonna be bulky. So, but if you ever did like a onesie, you can just hold the bulk of it out the way like you're doing a onesie. And just be careful, watch your hands. So I think this can be done on a single needle because I took the time and I hooped it and put it on a single needle for the pocket. So I think these can be done. However, it takes a little more effort to do it on a single needle, but I think it can be done. Just take your time. So I'm going to be using, if y'all read the description, I put that I was going to use this, my 5x5. My design is too big, okay? So I could just go back and make my design smaller and personalize it all over again. But this is a good chance to use a different kind of hoop to show you a different way to hoop it. Because yes, this would have been easy to hoop it, right? Because it'll go down in the bag here. Let's see. Now, 1 second here. And I was going to use this to hoop it. But with this, it was too bulky. So I'm just going to show y'all the example of how this, to me, it would not have worked. Now, this is the freestyle. This is the one that comes with the left chest. I call it combo because in the left chest, it has like a 5x5 hoop. It has this that for the left chest. It goes on the hooping station itself. But because of this part right here, now they do have some type of freestyle station that it more than likely will work on. But to me, right here, because it's so bulky, it won't allow you to get the hoop down far enough in there. And I'm going to just show you what I'm talking about. And that way y'all can see what I'm talking about here. I don't know if I'm going to need the hoop or not. Okay, so I'm going to just go on the machine. Go on the hoop thing here, the freestyle. So what happens is, to me, when you put it on there, because of the bulk right here, it won't allow you to push the bag up high enough to get your design where I was trying to aim for because of the bulk of it. So I have it up as far as it'll go. And, well, let me put the hoop under there so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So I have it up as far as it will go. So when I hoop it, this is like my mid point here. So it's kind of low on here because see right here, you're losing that space because of the bulk on here, right? So my plan was to use a 5x5 originally just to lay it out on a desk and hoop it. But my design is too big. So I'm going to just change it up instead of going and redo my design. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get this out the way. All right, y'all. So I'm going to do something that, and also usually my plan was to use tearaway, but I don't have tearaway for this size hoop. I'm used by 8x9. Yeah, this is my 8x9. Looking for the size on there. It's the 8x9. So this is going to be a hack night. And I'll show y'all what I'm talking about, because what's going to happen when I hoop my my bag, it's not going to hoop it all the way to the top of the hoop, but I'll show y'all what I'm talking about as far as they go. And also, again, I would normally use tearaway, but because I don't have tearaway big enough for this hoop, and yes, there is a hack where I usually sew two pieces together. We don't have time for that tonight. So what I plan to use is cutaway, right? So let me back up, because I think I got a little ahead of myself. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Okay, so again, what I'm going to be doing tonight is going to be for Teacher Appreciation Week. That's coming up in May. I'm not sure what the date is. I'm not sure what the date is, but I know it's coming up in May in a few weeks. Maybe about 3 or 4 weeks out is what it's when it's coming up. So is there any questions, y'all? I'm gonna go back to the comments and speak to whoever else came in. And Miss Marissa came in saying happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. Thank you for coming in. Angela and Stitches is saying, hey, 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 everyone. Hello to you as well. Thank you. Hey, Miss Veronica, thank you for coming in. So let's see here. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. I hope everybody is good. Let me know if y'all have any questions. And I don't have another angle tonight, y'all. I like to try to do like a overhead, but I don't have it set up tonight, y'all. So y'all won't be able to see everything that I'm doing. So we're just going to roll with it. So this is the part where we kind of revamp. I had all my tearaway and all that good stuff out, but now I have to revamp and get my cutaway. So y'all let me step away just a moment. Okay, so here we go. And so I'm going to use cutaway. I have my scissors here. I really wanted y'all to be able to see this, but I'm just going to move y'all a second to put you down on the desk. And I wanted to use my phone to give y'all a different angle, but when I went back last week and watched it, I realized that there was a delay and it was dropping frames. So I do apologize for that the quality of the live wasn't as good as I thought it was going on. So that's why I'm not going to use my phone tonight to do the overhead. I got to figure things out. I think I need to get somebody to get me some internet out here, maybe like my own thing out here. Okay, so enough of that. Let's focus, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut my stabilizer. That's for my 8x9. Put this one down here. Y'all, when I tell you, I thought this design was going to fit inside of a 5x5, but when I got out here, I tried it out. And y'all, listen, when I seen that it wasn't going to work, I think I kind of panicked a little bit because I already messed up one of my needles already on my machine, my presser foot. So listen, y'all, so that's why I'm like probably all over the place tonight, because it kind of messed with me a little bit, because I'm like, goodness, that's the worst thing you want to do is bump your needle or any of that, you know, because it costs you money to get it paid and costs you money for your machine to be down. So, so I cut a piece of cutaway here. And for my 8x9, I have a backing holder. So let me grab that. And this is purchased this from Mighty Hoops as well, the backing holder. So let me try to turn this down so to see if y'all can see here. I don't know what okay, so this is the backing holder. And when the 8x9 was the first hoop that I purchased. So I purchased the 8x9 hoop and I purchased the backing holder because it helps hold your stabilizer in place. So, and can y'all hear me okay? And can y'all see me okay? Give me a number 3 to let me know that y'all can see me and hear me. Okay, so let's see here. So I have my bottom hoop here. And I'm going to go ahead and go on with my cutaway. And again, usually I would, you can use tearaway because this is like what canvas. So it's pretty strong. It's not stretchy, but I'm using cutaway because that's what I have on hand. So put my stabilizer on top of my bottom hoop. And then I'm going to use my backing holder. And what I find is sometimes it's too bulky around here. So I'll just go in and just, well, actually I can pull it down. I was about to say I'll cut it, but I'll just pull it down, then I'll cut it. Because it's kind of bulky around this top here when you're trying to put the stabilizer and then the backing holder is going across here. It's kind of bulky. So the way I work around there, usually I'll cut it, but I'm just slide it down and then I'll cut off this end here if needed. Okay, I got some 3s. Thank y'all. So y'all can hear me and see me. Okay, great. Y'all are the real MVPs. I appreciate y'all. So just trying to get this backing holder on here. It's kind of bulky up there. I always feel like that got the wrong size or something, but it's just how it does. Let me just cut me a little slit in here. That way it kind of go around that little, just cut it where it can go around it because you still have to have stabilizer to be able to go over for the backing holder to catch it, right? But then when it gets here in this corner, sometimes it's too bulky right in there. So let's see here. Let's try it again. Okay, and I know it doesn't look like, it's not drum tight, but when you put your top hoop on, it usually pulls it in. So I'm gonna just cut this off down here. Okay, so next I want to go ahead and find my center because I have this pen here, but it's not my true center. So what I'm doing to find my center, so I'm measuring from the top up here, the top of the pocket, and I'm measuring down to the seam here roughly. And usually when you're trying to find your placement, another thing to consider is when you open the bag up, see how it's going to sit, because sometimes the bulk, it comes out further and it might just make more sense to move it up a little bit. But I think it'll be okay. That's about how it sits, right? So it's about right at that seam at the bottom here. So That's what I'm going to use to find my center. And for the top here, to find my center left to right, I'm just going to fold this pocket in half to find that. Or you can measure it to find the center. So I'm just going to fold it right here. And then again, I'm not going to fold it. I'm just going to measure it because when I folded it, I find that it's a little bulky. So it's a little hard to find where the other side of the pocket is. So no problem. Refocus. So I'm just going to measure left to right here. And that's about 12, maybe about 13 inches. A little longer than my ruler here. So 13 is going to be 6.5 for the midpoint, right? Let me move that a little further down here. Let's see here. And I hope this is making sense for y'all tonight because I know y'all can't really see the best. But, okay, so just going to use that to measure my left to right. So that's roughly where it is, left to right. Open the bag up so I can get my hand behind it so I can I can get the pen in there. Okay, so on my left to right here, the pen, that's my left to right. And then to find my top to bottom, just going to do the top of the pocket to where the seam is roughly. And that's almost 9 inches. So I'm going to say 4.5. So and ouch. Okay, so let me do this other pen again so I can actually have a crosshair. Okay, so that's roughly where I'm trying to go to. The middle of the pocket is where I'm going. So this is my crosshair right here, right? Okay. So now, if y'all have any questions, please type those in there and I'll come back to answer those. Okay, so because the main thing I want to try to do is go ahead and get the project on the hoop. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off some more of this extra stabilizer on here. And honestly, I probably could have went on back and made my design smaller, but will take a good bit of time. I didn't want to take up too much time because I know it will pretty much work this way. It just take a little bit more supervision on your machine, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the pocket. This is the bottom hoop and the backing holder. So I'm going to go ahead and go on into the pocket here. And I already feel like it's still not going to be my true center, but we're going to see. Because with me going with a bigger hoop, it's going to be different, right? Okay, so with this, I'm just making sure that the bottom part of the hoop, I don't know if you can see that, but like the print of it, I'll make sure that I push it all the way down in there as far as I can go down. And And I want to say it's pretty even, because one other thing is I can still move it, right? So got that down in there. And I'm going to go ahead and go on with my top hoop next. And it didn't snap as tight as I wanted to, but it's okay. Is that pretty even? It's a little bit even, but the thing is I can still move it on the machine. Now I might end up having to take it up a little bit higher, because just to be sure that it clears there. My design is, let's see here. My design is almost 5 inches tall. So I'm going to measure from my crosshair to see how much is down left at the bottom. So it's about 2.5. So the half of the 5 is like 2.5 here. But to me, I still would move the machine up a little further when I do the trace, because I don't want it to come too close to the bottom there. So instead of me using like 2.5 as the mark, I'll probably just still move it up a little bit more to make sure it clears the hoop. Now, I'm doing one of these. Now, if you were doing a number of these, you want to be sure that each one you do, you want to make sure your placement is about the same on each bag. You know what I mean? So if you're doing like a set of them, but since I'm just doing one, it's okay. I'm gonna just roll with it how I'm gonna how it is, right? Okay, so looking here, it's a little loose for me right there as well. So I'm just gonna take my time and just try to kind of tug it just a little bit. You don't want to yank it, but just want to pull it just a little bit to kind of smooth that out, right? So that's what I'm gonna aim for. And we're gonna see if this gonna work, because this is all the space we're working with, y'all. This is the part where sometimes your bigger hoop, I would get a bigger stitch fill doing this on my single needle, because I can lay it out flat, you know. So we're gonna see, because I might end up still having to change the design. So we're gonna see. We're gonna try it and see what happens, because you still want to be able to make sure that your machine, your arm has room to move around, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna, first I want to be sure to remember to take my backing holder off, because these are really thick. I don't want to say flimsy, you know, because they worth more because they help you get your job done, but they're not really sturdy. You want to be sure that you take it off your project before going on the machine, because the machine, for sure, if it's stitch on it, this is done. So I want to remove it, and I always like to try to go ahead and hang it up on my wall here, because last thing you want is to sit it down and then somebody sit on it. What is all that on my clothes? I'm not even sure what that is. Some kind of threads or something. Let me get that off me, y'all. 1 second. Keep a rent roller there. Not sure where that came from. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go ahead and try and kind of pull it a little bit, right? Just tugging it just a tad bit, because even with this, I feel like if you pull it too much, pretty sure you'll overstretch it, and when it bounces back, it'll cause puckering. Okay, we're looking at a little wop right there, so I'm gonna kind of pull this side up a little bit. So I'm just open it up a little bit. Ouch! Don't do that, y'all. So is this straight? Trying to look and see if this is straight or not. It's looking a little wonky to me. But looking at the bottom, it looks about straight when you're looking at the seam down there. to me is giving not straight up here at the top. So I'm gonna move this a little bit here. I don't think the bag is off. I'm not sure. Let me try to pull this up a little bit here. Okay, so I'm trying to just eyeball it here. It's like here, it has like the top of the seam of the bag. Y'all probably can't really see that, but the stitching here, I'm trying to line it up maybe with those screws on there. Just kind of eyeballing it to see if it's about right. This side looks a little higher. Thank you for y'all patience. All right, let's see here. This side's still a little higher up. Okay. And again, I'm just trying to tug at it to be sure that it's straight. I was trying to kind of pull those little wrinkles out of there. I'm struggling tonight, y'all. What is going on? Let's see here. Okay, so we're just gonna go with it. It's probably just a wrinkle in the bag. I hope y'all can see that. It looks about this side here still to me looks off. Just gonna go with it. It's for my sister-in-law, so it's just gonna be a gift. So she ain't gonna fuss about it. Okay, so okay, I think that looks maybe about right. And I'll just, even though this is not middle of the hoop here, I still can kind of move the machine down. And again, because this is kind of low in the hoop, I'll probably end up a little higher than my crosshair. Okay, so this is what we're working with on the inside, guys. As y'all know, the buy machine has a big arm, right? So now we're going to go ahead and go to the machine. And I have not put my colors in, so I need to do that as well. Hello, everybody. Y'all, I'm going to come back to the comments. I want to go ahead and get it on the machine, and then that way I can come back and look at the comments, y'all. Thank y'all for your patience, y'all. So let's go ahead. And I write my little notes down because when you save your design as a DST in your editing software, when it gets to the machine, it just gets rid of those colors, right? So I always write mine down. Or I take a picture of it, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the machine. Sorry to put my back to y'all, but I'll go ahead and get this loaded in. So I'm gonna use, well, I have this one programmed in. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose my frame. And it is I have it saved as I. Okay. So Now I just need to program my colors in. So, a pen here. And I didn't show y'all the design either. So, I have a brown on here. So, I'm just going to use, let's see here. I don't have a brown, so I'm going to use like a off-white. No, I'm going to go ahead and change it. Man, excuse me, y'all. So I back to y'all. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and change the color out. I'm going to put the brown on. And I'm just going to use the tie-off method. I'm about to move y'all again. Just a moment here. Thank you for your patience, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to use the tie-off method, and that's just finding the spool you're going to remove, cut it at the back of the machine. The one that's going to go onto the machine, you just take that one and place it on there. Let's see if I can find another round. You take that and place it on there and tie it together, and then you just pull it through. Trying to find another brown. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. This is a little dark, but it'll be okay. I'll go ahead and go with this one. All right, so I'm going to put this one on. Y'all, while I'm working on this, are any of y'all going to the EEM show in Biloxi? Embroidery, I always say embroider everything or everything embroidery market. I always mix the two up. It's in Biloxi, Mississippi. Are any of y'all going? That's going to be, I think it's maybe about 2 weeks out. Let me know in the chat if you are going, because I'm planning to go. And I have a confession to make, y'all. Y'all not going to believe it when I tell you, but it's true. Sorry if I have my back to y'all. All right, so that is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it through. Take it out of the needle. And go ahead and pull it through. And I'll be sure to come back and read the comments, y'all. Thank y'all for your patience. And I got off track tonight because I was planning to use one thing and it said, no. So I'm just trying to get this threaded. Lord, I need some younger eyes. Let's see here. Let's see. And Renita Dene says, don't aim for the eye of the needle, aim for the top and it slots it in. Don't know the right name part of the needle, but honey, look, I can't see nothing. My gosh. 1 second here. I'm just trying to thread this machine, y'all. Trying to turn the light on my phone so I can see. Let's see if that works. Helps me out some. Thank y'all for your patience, guys. I don't know if this is helping or not. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I feel like I'm just aiming for nothing because I'm not getting this tonight. One moment. Good Lord. Maybe I should have left the other thread on. My goodness. Oh my. Put a white piece of paper behind the eye of the needle. It allows you to see the hole better. And thank you, Miss Chris. Let me try that because, honey, look, I cannot see this. Lord. Okay, let's see. See if that's gonna work, Miss Chris. I don't know if I'm doing that right. Wait a minute, let me just tear a piece off, I guess. Okay, maybe that'll help me some here. Miss Chris, I know you be knowing all the tricks and the hacks and going on. Thank you. Y'all, I'm sorry for being quiet. I'm trying to concentrate. Because, Lord. Ugh. Oh my gosh. They told me I was going to have problems with my eyes. I would tell them they're not telling the truth. My God. Thank you, Miss Chris. Okay, y'all. So now I'm just going to put the rest of my colors in now. All right. Get back to the program. All right. So I have to write this down every time, y'all. To figure out what colors I'm going to use. 1, 2, 3, 9. And a placement for the top of the apple. The bottom, I can use brown for all. No, I need to use red. 11. Thank y'all for y'all patience. I usually try to have this already done. Okay, so let's put this foot in. It's going to be rated 7. Take down again. And satin is 11 as well. And the name is 15. And set my offsets for 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 3, 4, and 5. And the last one. Offset there. So let me double check myself, guys. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for your patience. Again, I usually try to have this part done, but I was throwing a curveball tonight. So I always like to just take my machine around before I go onto the machine. And I'm going to go ahead and check my bobbin. Make sure I have enough bobbin on here. And I do. So that's good to go. Make sure you hear that snap when you're putting that bobbin in. Cut that brown thread because it's kind of hanging from where I just threaded the machine. Okay, get rid of that. And now I'm going to go ahead and go onto my machine. All right, so just going on to my machine now. With my hoop. Is that in the pigtail? Yes, it's in there. So this is the tricky part, guys. Because remember, I was aiming to use my 5x5, but my design is too big. So I'm using 8x9. So using 8x9 is giving me a little less room in here. And we have a big arm on this machine. So fingers crossed. Say up some prayers to make sure this works. Okay, so sorry to turn my back to y'all again, but let's go. Let's go ahead and get this on the machine. And look at there. Guess what just happened? My arm on the machine. I'm probably going to have to break down and go ahead and order some more arms from Buy. Because y'all that's been here for a while, since I've been going live, you notice that a lot of times I have to tighten these arms up again. I don't know why they're doing that, but probably gonna have to break down and just go ahead and buy some more. Because it happened again just now as I was trying to put the hoop in. So I'm just trying to tighten it up. And I have more screws. I already replaced the screws in these arms, but they're still doing this for some reason. Okay, so let's try this again. So when you're going onto the machine, and y'all, if y'all have any questions, I'll be sure to come back and answer those. Because that's I'm trying to get the project on the machine, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and go on the machine. And just remember, you got to be sure that this goes over the arm. And I got it over it. Okay, so that's in there. If you have a bottom machine, you've got to also be sure that your hoop gets into that that little, I don't know what it's a little, what's the word for it? Somebody help me out. It's where to make sure that the hoop goes underneath this little white part. I usually know the name of it, it slips my mind. So I'm gonna just sit here for a second and just kind of run my arm up under here with my hand up underneath the bag. And I'm gonna go ahead and trace it. And while I'm tracing, I'm listening to make sure that nothing sounds like it's getting caught. Okay, so this is up a little high. I'm gonna go ahead and move the design down some. Just trying to get the machine to my crosshair. Okay, so I'm gonna trace it again without holding the needle down this time, just to see about where it hits at. And I want to check my arm again. I think it's okay so far. And now I'm gonna trace it with my foot down. Still watching really close. So it's a little close to the bottom of the hoop for my liking. So I'm gonna just move my machine up just a tad bit more, just a little bit. So let's try that again. Okay, so it's not too far off. It's maybe about a fourth of an inch, maybe higher than I want the design or where I place my crosshairs. But it's all good. It's a gift. It's all good. So take my hands from my crosshair off. And again, I'm going to check my arm again. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so, and again, I have trust issues, so I'm going to just check this one more time just to be sure that that arm is okay. And it's so far, it's going okay because it's at the top of the design, so it's at the top of the hoop. The arm is not as far down in there. So it's all good. Thank y'all for your patience. And go ahead and get started again. And I'm running at about 750, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. Oh my goodness. Thank you for your patience, y'all. It took me a little longer to get started because I got kind of thrown a curveball tonight when I was came out to try everything to get everything set up. So thank you so much. So let me try to go back up to the comments. This is about 10,000, well, 11,000 stitches, and it does have a small part for applique. All right, so thank y'all so much, guys. Okay, so let's see, where did I leave off? Okay, Miss Chris was asking, is my arm still bent? Buy gives you an extra in your box. Oh, yes, it's hard. It's not hard to fix. I've seen that in there, Miss Chris. I just need to take the time to do it. But I did see that they have a presser foot in there. Yes, I appreciate you. So that's a me situation. I need to just go ahead and do it, right? So let's see here. Okay, and let's see. And Miss Veronica is saying hello, everyone. I'm not sure if I caught that, but hello. Thank you for coming in. Okay. Hello, Pretty Eyes Covington. Thank you for coming in. Thank y'all for your patience as well, y'all. I'm sorry if it's shaking. It must be the machine shaking, y'all. Okay, let's see here. And Miss Angela Stitches is saying, I embroidered my grandchildren's names on their Easter baskets. Come through, Miss Angela. I love it. And similar to what you're doing, no stabilizer, use a 711 needle, turn out braid. Awesome. Awesome, Miss Angela. That makes my heart smile. Awesome for you. Awesome, awesome. I bet you they loved them too, didn't they? Okay, so let's see here. And Miss Eva Marie is saying, good evening, everyone. I so miss y'all. Miss you too, Miss Eva. Welcome back. Welcome back. And she said, happy Thursday. All right. And okay, so Miss Chris is talking about the needle. Thank you for that, Miss Chris. Miss Nancy saying it's always more difficult when you feel under the pressure to hurry. Ooh, Miss Nancy. That was me tonight, y'all, because it says I keep a pen like right nearby for using to see those needles. Yes. And I tell you, I was feeling the pressure tonight because when I got ready to use to check my design before I went live, it's like, that's not going to work. It's too big for that 5x5. So I will tell you, I did the pressure, right? But I have to remind myself, I'm coming in to show y'all the back end of things, right? The back behind the scenes. So thank you for that. And y'all hear that? The machine, it must just have a thread break. So I got to take care of that. One moment, y'all. Okay, so which one broke? Let's see here. Okay, so the red broke. It's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and rethread it. And look, it's no, I'm having trouble staying tonight, and it's acting up, but it's all good. This is where the learning takes place when you have mistakes, right? And you have problems behind the scenes. That's where the learning happens. Okay, so we get on this side since you know the needle is kind of on an angle. Okay. Got it in that time, guys. And I like to get it started, and then I use some tweezers to pull it through. Sometimes I can't get my hand back there. My hands are, oh, wait a minute. Stop talking because I almost just pulled it out. Okay, there we go, y'all. Just pull it down a little bit here. Okay, so in order to get that screaming to stop, I'm going to back the machine up. And I usually, if you have a thread break like that, I usually try to back it up about 10 stitches. I'm going to go 15 though, just in case, because I didn't see exactly where it broke at. So, and you know what? Another thing here. Another thing I like to do, and I'm going to go ahead and do that, is whenever you have a thread break, just my preference, I usually like to cut the thread too, because sometimes it doesn't cut the thread. Just because they have a thread break on the top, it doesn't always mean that the thread on the bottom is broken. So you want to be sure that you cut the thread before you start stitching again, because if not, it's just going to drag it all over your project at the bottom. So let me go ahead and cut the thread. And I'm just going to take it off the machine just to glance at it at the bottom, just to be sure. Yeah, so I'm going to cut that piece of, I just pulled it off. So now I'm going to go ahead and reverse the machine. No, it didn't really start, and I already took it back 10, so it's all good. So, all right, so here we go. We're going to go back on the machine. And also, having that thread break, I'm going to glance at my spool on the back here too, because I really don't know what caused that thread break. Notch is the word I was looking for. Okay, so just making sure I cleared my arm before I start back. And the spool and everything looks fine. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And that didn't go back far enough for me. So I'm going to cut the thread and I'm going to go back. So it looks like to me that my bobbin thread is not catching. So I'm going to take it down. I'm just going to examine what's going on down here. Okay. So it looks fine. Because it didn't look like that. Okay, so we're going to try again, guys. Hope y'all here for it tonight. That's where the learning takes place. All right, so let's see here. And I'm going to go back and reverse. I'm just trying to guesstimate where it's at. As you usually can see it on the screen up here. So it looks like it's just starting, but let's see what happened. Okay, so, and it's in the pigtail. Yeah, it's in the pigtail. So we're going to go ahead and go back on the machine. Just one of those nights, y'all. Sometimes things go smooth and then everything go wrong. But guess what? I'm here for it. That's where the learning begins. Okay, so let's see here. All right, y'all, one moment. I'm just looking at my fabric here. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough, but we're going to see. Okay, so let's get back here. Thank y'all for your patience. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's see here. And all things Sean said, hello. Latasha and Chad, thank you for coming in. Sean, thank you. And welcome in. And Karen is saying, it's thankful Thursday. I enjoy watching you. Thank you, cousin. Hey, cousin. Thank you for coming in. Miss Veronica saying, hello. And good evening, everyone. Hello, Miss Veronica. Thank you. Gigi Crafts is saying, hello, just came across your live. How are you? And what are you working on? I'm great. Thank you for coming in as well. I'm thinking about Teacher Appreciation Week. So I'm doing a tote. Can't even get my words out. We had a night tonight, y'all. But I'm working on a tote and personalizing a tote. So, and I'm going to come back to the comments here because it's applique, so I need to put my fabric down. So, one moment. Let's see if I have enough fabric with this on here. Because look, this is what I'm trying to use, a little scrap here. And what are y'all doing for y'all teachers, y'all? Because it's a good time to be thinking about it. Let me show y'all what it looks like so far. So this is applique. That's the placement stitch there. And which reminds me, this design did not have a, it only had one stitch like this here. And so it had either the tack down or the placement stitch, but it didn't have both. But what I did, I just took and I copy and pasted and just made another one for it because you need a placement stitch that shows you where to put your fabric. And then you need the tack down that is going to come back and stitch it, tack it down, right? So anybody who's looking to do this design, remember that. Be sure you look through the design and make sure all the parts are there for applique. Okay, so let me go ahead and place my fabric on here. And I know y'all won't be able to see this part. So I'm trying to make these little pieces work. That's what I'm working with. Because I didn't make the time. I want to say I didn't have time, but I didn't make the time. We're not gonna make excuses, right? So let's see here. And I stitched the placement stitch at one time, but then when I do my tack down, I'm going to stitch it separately. That way it gives me a chance to hold one, not hold one piece. Let me correct that. Don't put your hand there. But it gives me time to monitor one at a time. So it'll tack this one down, and then the machine will stop, and then it's going to tack the next one down. That gives me a chance to readjust so I can be there at the machine instead of putting a whole big piece of fabric, because y'all see what I'm working with tonight. Working on a little bitty piece here. So I'm talking, but I'm trying to see if I have enough to cover this here. And I already have my heat and bond light on the back of it. Heat and bond light helps with fraying, right? When you're doing applique. Okay, so I think we're about good. It's cutting it close though, y'all. It's cutting it close. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of tape to just hold it in place. I like to use masking tape, or sometimes I use a packing tape as well. So packing tape or masking tape depends on what level of tackiness I need, if that makes sense. Because this is usually tackier or stickier than a masking tape. So I'm going to use this because I'm going on trying to hold down the fabric on top of that. So I'm going to use this one because it's a little stickier. And with me taping this on, y'all won't be able to see the tape from where I placed it at. Okay. And go ahead and place my other piece of fabric as well. I hope y'all got your fingers crossed to hope that this works. To make sure I got enough fabric here. Because I didn't want to have to take my iron out to do the heat and bond tonight. So let's see if we have enough here. Let's see. And I'll show y'all how I have it on there. And I got a feeling that all of it's not going to be under there. Let's see if we're going to make it. Thank y'all for your patience, guys. And this wouldn't take that much time if I had a solid piece of paper and solid piece of fabric and I wasn't working with scraps or little pieces that I've already cut off of. Okay, so this is what I'm working with. So I covered it up. Let's hope that I have enough to go around it. And now I'm going to go back to the machine for this to tack down. Thank y'all so much for your patience. I come from behind the scenes, and it truly is that tonight. Behind the scenes. Okay, so I have my hoop on, and then again, I'm going to go ahead and check my arm. And since the hoop is out forward, I'm going to stay by the machine to make sure when it pulls the hoop in to start stitching that it does not catch the arm. Okay, so just pause it for a second just to be sure that it's clear, because it can be tricky since I can't get all the way back there and look, right? Okay. So we're just tacking that down now. And it just broke again. Not sure what's going on here. We're going to push through though. Just testing my eyes tonight. Okay, so no worries. We're just going to go ahead and rethread. And if y'all ever doing this and you want the machine to stop fussing at you while you're doing the threading, just go ahead and reverse your machine back. First, before I do that, I'm going to cut the thread because remember that bobbin thread still might be intact. So I'll cut the thread. I'm going to go ahead and back it up. And that stops it from screaming at you while you're, or beeping at you while you're trying to thread the machine, right? So let's see. And I have to go this way because that angle. It's the times when I miss that automatic threader on my single needle machine. Okay, so I got it through and I'm just pulling it through with my tweezers. And I'm not sure why this is breaking. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, there we go. We got it threaded again. And I want to make sure that it's down in the presser foot as well. Your thread after it goes through the needle. Use my tweezers again to pull it through. Yeah, it's a night tonight, my Lord. Okay, so let's focus. Let's try and get it started back up. I've already went back some stitches already, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. And I'm going to stop it for 1 second because I rethreaded right there. It has a piece of thread sticking up. So I want to go ahead and just cut that. And we're going to go ahead and start back up. And right now I'm just looking to see if there's any sign as to why it's breaking the thread. That's all I'm doing. Okay, look like we made it on that one. It was enough fabric to go around. And it's coming out to me. I'm going to go ahead and start it back because y'all remember I put a stop between it to be able to refocus and put my other fabric down since I wasn't using a large piece of fabric. So we're going to go ahead and go back on. There you go. So far, it's going okay. I'm taking it right back. Okay, so now it's just time to cut around it. My applique. So y'all, it looks like we made it, y'all. We made it. So look, I don't know if y'all can see the tack down or not since it's red. But y'all, we made it. It was enough. So I'm just gonna go ahead and y'all probably can't really see what's going on, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut around because that was the tack down. It stitched over that little piece of tape as well, but it was clear tape, so should just tear away. Oh my, y'all. Thank y'all for y'all patience, honey. Listen, what a night. And a little piece of tape stuck. I'm just gonna use my tweezers to try to pull that off. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna use my applique scissors, and my favorite applique scissors is duckbill. These are my favorite. Left-handed duckbill, because I am left-handed, y'all. So I'm just gonna cut around as close as I can without cutting the threads on there. And I love mighty hoops, y'all, but sometimes when you do an applique, your scissors sometimes stick to the frame, or you're not able to get as close to it because of the frame. It keeps kind of sticking on to the frame because these are magnetic, right? The hoops are magnetic, and then your scissors are sticking to it. So and I'm just cutting around just to get the extra fabric off of there. And this is my first time using this design, y'all. So we're going to see how wide of a satin stitch, because the wide satin stitch, it covers up that imperfect cutting, you know. And, you know, looking at this, the fabric is kind of fraying. You know, remember I said I used this piece of fabric from something else. If it's fraying like that, that means that part of my fabric didn't have heat and bind on it. So just note to self when y'all doing it. This is the gift, so they don't really know embroidery, so they won't, you know, say anything about it. And we're just learning back here, right? Behind the scenes. So note to self, if you see it fraying like that, see that? That means that my heat and bond wasn't up high enough on it. Because again, this was just a scrap. And usually whenever I'm doing heat and bond, you want to make sure that your heat and bond, I don't know if y'all can see that. You see where it's shiny? When you're applying heat and bond, usually your fabric needs to be bigger than the adhesive, that shiny part, because when you're heating it up with your iron to activate it and make it stick, you want to be sure that the fabric is covering that adhesive. That way it doesn't get on your iron. So that's what I think happened on this piece. See how it's got an edge there that it didn't have any heat and bond? That's what I think happened there, because again, this was a scrap, right? So just note to self, be sure that, and if you're doing applique, if your fabric is doing that, usually adding the heat and bond will usually take care of it. Heat and bond light. Let y'all see me when I say that. Heat and bond light, okay? Not the ultra, because ultra is for patches and things that are more like a permanent. I don't think you can stitch through that. It's a difference. So just trust me on it. Just do heat bun light. Heat bun light is what you want for applique. And all righty. Thank y'all for your patience, y'all. My goodness. Oh, that's gonna be cute. I know y'all don't like my singing when I get excited. Yes, it's gonna be cute. Oh. Uh-oh. So I'm just trying to cut because again, I don't know how thick that satin. Oh my goodness, y'all can almost like see it coming to life. I like to keep a what you call it, let's say lint roller close by when you're working on this too, because that way you can just lint roll it, get those little pieces of fabric. And again, it shouldn't be there if you have the heat and bind, but again, I think part of it didn't have heat and bind since I was using scraps. So it's good to have you a lint roller. Okay, so y'all, you can already see it coming to life. Oh. Isn't that cute? Okay, y'all, let's focus. Let's focus. Let's go back to the machine. Going back to the machine, y'all. Thank y'all. Hope y'all here for my shenanigans. Okay, let's focus. So I'm going to go ahead and go back on the machine. And that was the only piece of applique, guys. So now it's going to go ahead and do the satin stitch. And it's going to do the personalization, right? So I rearrange my steps so it'll do all that at the end. So then hopefully I can focus on the comments, right? All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And again, I'm just trying to watch, be sure my arm clears it. And you don't want to put your hand in there in the way now, because honey, look, this is a strong machine. It's a power tool. It's not gonna stop. Okay, so now what I want to do is take a look at my satin stitch to be sure it's thick enough. And it looks like it's going to be thick enough. Okay, so thank y'all for your patience. So let me try to read a few comments, y'all. Thank y'all. Let me just check this on again. I tell y'all I have trust issues. Okay, so it should be good. Let's hope that that red thread doesn't break anymore. So, all right, so here. Okay, so it's here. And Miss Angela Stitches is saying, I love your live. Gives me something to look forward to. Thank you, Miss Angela. You're not the only one, y'all. This really, at the end of the week, I'm tired. I know sometimes y'all see I be having dark little circles down there because I'm tired. It's the end of the week. But when I get ready to get off, I get energized because I know I'm coming out here to meet you guys and y'all going to meet me out here. So I thank y'all. Thank you so much for that, especially when things don't always go as planned, right? So thank you. And Kristen Smith is saying, hello. Please hit the like button. Thank you, Kristen. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Did y'all hear what Kristen said? Give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button. And I always say, if you're getting value over here, and I hope y'all can hear me over the machine. If you're getting value or you're just enjoying hanging out, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications. Okay. Thank you, Kristen, for that reminder. And Angela and Stitches is saying hello, Natasha. Hit the like button, everyone. It helps the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Y'all heard what she said. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thank you. And Pretty Eyes Covenant speaking to All Things Sean. Y'all, All Things Sean also has a channel. Be sure that y'all follow her. Sean, All Things Sean, put in some emojis so they can see you and that way they can follow you as well. She has a channel. She has an awesome channel over there. And Z the Amazing. I love your name. Z the Amazing. Hello, Latasha. What are you stitching? I'm working on a tote bag, and y'all are shaking. I do apologize. It's my machine shaking, y'all. But I'm working on a tote bag for Teacher Appreciation Week. I want to say that's maybe about 3 or 4 weeks out. So I figured I'd bring that to y'all so y'all can start thinking about what you're going to do for your teachers or to be able to offer your customers, you know. And oh, she said, Natasha, it's okay. Miss DDMA, she said, I meant Latasha. It's okay. I knew who you was talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Miss Gigi Crafty, the thumb up. Thank you. Thank you. And Gigi. So we got Gigi Crafts and we have Gigi T. Welcome, welcome, y'all. Welcome, welcome. And I have something else I want to share with y'all that's going to help me with the different names in here, y'all. Because y'all know my name, right? Y'all don't know y'all's names. So, but Miss GGT is saying, good evening, Latasha and chat. Sorry, I'm late. We'll be watching the replay to see what I missed. You're on time, Miss Gigi. Come on in. Come on in. You're on time. And welcome in. Welcome in. Miss Baby Giant Services is saying, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you. And Trina is saying you truly enjoy your work and sharing with others. I love your bubbly personality. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, y'all. I just love embroidery. I don't know for y'all, but I work full time during the week. But this is an outlet for me, right? So that's why I get excited, y'all. I probably get too excited sometimes. You're like, what is she doing? What is going on? I just love embroidery, y'all. I love it. You know, it's an outlet for me. And Crystal is saying, yes, you know my name. Right. Well, you know, I do know your name, y'all. Crystal Perry, that's my friend. She's saying I do know her name. You're right. You're right. But that leads me to let me check on this machine first, y'all. Okay, it's looking good. Yeah, it's looking good. It's a nice wide satin stitch, y'all. Love a nice wide satin stitch. Okay, calm down, calm down. Let's focus. Let's focus. Okay, so here we go. And what I was saying I didn't know everybody's names in here, y'all, because y'all know my name because I'm showing up and my name is on here, right? So let's see here. Just trying to go back to my little list here, things I needed to ask y'all, talk to y'all about. Okay, gosh, y'all are shaking. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to go and level my machine better. That's what it is. If y'all are ever running your machine and things are shaking a lot, it's your machine. You need to balance your feet down there. Make sure you twist those the little feet on the machine to make sure they're sitting down to give it a solid base. So that's what's happening tonight. That's why y'all are shaking. I do apologize for that. I'm gonna try to, excuse me, sit here and hold it here. So, because we're not shutting down, we're not finished yet. Okay, so here. Oh, y'all, that's another thing I want to talk to you about. Is the Facebook group, y'all. I talked about it last week. Miss Veronica, which I have 3 Veronicas in here, but Miss Veronica, the one that asked me about the Facebook group, you know who I'm talking about. At first, I was like, Miss Veronica, I'm not going to create no Facebook group. But still, her saying it to me was confirmation I need to do it, because some time ago, I was like, I would love to see if y'all stitching with me, all right? Because I know I get really excited, but I just want to know if y'all are stitching with me. So with that being said, I started a Facebook group, and the name of it is The Embroidery Lane, right? And why The Embroidery Lane? I'm glad you asked. The reason why, sometimes people ask me, do you sew? I'm like, no, not really, just a straight line. I'm not really the person that sews, you know, but I do make Indian hoop bibs and bird cloths, and I have to sew around a little circle, but I just take my time. But I don't really call that sewing, you know. And they say, do you do HTV? No, I don't do none of that. I stay in my embroidery lane. So that's why I called it The Embroidery Lane. That's the name of the Facebook group. And I named it that because I always say I'm staying in my embroidery lane. It is a group for embroidery, machine embroidery, right? So that's what the focus is on the group. So I've already put the link down in the description box. I would love, love, love it for y'all to go over and join the group. Please be sure to answer the questions that are there. That way, you'll be able to get in from there. Please answer those questions. And I'm excited because I want to see what y'all are doing. I want to see what kind of embroidery projects y'all are doing. Y'all see what I'm doing because I'm on camera, right? So I would love, love, love for y'all to go over there and join the group, y'all. So 1 second, let me take a look here. Don't know, so cute, y'all. Okay, so let me go back up here and read. Let me get me a drink real quick. Sorry about that. Y'all, I talk all day. For the ones that don't know what I do, I'm a telephone operator for a doctor's office. So I'm always talking, always. So that might be why I talk y'all heads off about embroidery, right? So that's why sometimes my throat is kind of scratchy. So I do apologize for that. I thank y'all for still hanging out and hanging in there with me. So let's go back over here to the comments. And it looks like TJ the boss is saying, I'm having so much trouble with your buy. Oh my. And he's saying that my thread and bobbin is messing up. Okay, so Miss Chris is asking, and what's the problem as well? I need a real deal hat tutorial. Oh my, that's one thing. Hats, I've only done one hat. And how long have you had your machine, TJ Boss? How long have you had your machine? Okay. Thank you, Miss Chris and Miss Gail. I see y'all over there. I'll be sure to go and let y'all in after I get off live. Thank y'all for that. Y'all the real MVPs. You hear me? Y'all the real MVPs. So I missed another comment after Mr. TJ was talking. Billy is saying, hey, sorry I'm late. I have to watch the replay. Thank you for coming in. You're on time. You're never late. Y'all ain't late. I'm just glad y'all chose to come and hang out, right? Because you can always catch the replay. Okay, so it's going good over there. So Miss Nancy saying, I'm with you on the satin stitch. I hate when someone digitizes one that's scrawny and doesn't cover the edges. Right, Miss Nancy? They don't even think about us that don't always cut perfect, right? But listen, and nothing makes me more happy than have a nice thick satin stitch, y'all. A thick satin stitch. That way it covers up where you're cutting it when it's not perfect, right? So yes, but this one has a nice satin stitch on it. Look at that, y'all. Okay. Yeah, and Miss Angela Stitches is talking to Miss Nancy. Yes, don't be stingy on the satin stitch. It needs to be a little white. There you go. See, that's why we understand each other over here, right? We understand. Okay. And TJ said he's had this machine for 4 months, and I'm new to embroidery. Mr. TJ, what other type of projects that you've done? Just something that I tell beginners, and it's just preference, you know, it's just when you get your machine, excuse me, it's best to get familiar with doing things that are flat first, right? And then you want to move to hats because they're two totally different things. When you go straight into hats and it don't work out perfectly, it's the easy way to get discouraged, you know? So I hope that you've taken some time to get some flat lay projects. Just so you can get familiar with what the machine does and how it runs. Another thing, if you're doing hats, there are 2 different needle plates in your toolbox, right? So when you get your machine, the one for hats is on the machine. Now, if you need to know what's the difference in the 2 needle plates, and what is a needle plate? Okay, here we go. Got my little handy dandy toolbox. This is the toolbox that you get with your buy machine, right? So this is a needle plate, right? So that's on the end of your arm. That's where the machine goes down. The needle goes down in this little hole here. To let you know if you have the right needle plate, there, you see this little raised part here? Let's see. See where it's raised right there? When you place these two, the needle plate that's on your machine and the one from your toolbox, when you place them side by side, the one with the highest heel, I guess you can call it. I heard the machine, it stopped. Okay, hold on. Let's focus. Let's finish with Mr. TJ. So to let you know if you have the right needle plate on there, the one with the highest heel or the highest raise, that lets you know that that's the right one for your hats. So make sure you have the right foot on there. And with the tension, is usually a good idea to get your tension gauge. I had some problems with my tension gauge. I had to shut the machine down and just leave the shop and come back another day because the tension gave me a headache. Like really. But you know, we don't quit, we don't give up over here. We work through it, right? So I don't know if you're in the buy groups. A lot of times you can find your answers over there. And a good way to find those answers, or typing in what you just typed into us, whatever problems you're having. And I hope this doesn't sound like we just like don't want to answer the question. It's not that. But I'm saying a good way to find your answer in those buy groups is use the search box up there. A lot of times people will be like, why are you telling me to go and search? Really, because a lot of the questions that we ask has already been asked in that buy group. So go in the buy groups if you're a part of those. Join some of those groups and type in the question or type in whatever problem you're having. A lot of times the answer will come up. Reach out to your rep and see if they can help you troubleshoot through it as well. So I hope that helps. And happy stitching. Good luck with that. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so she's saying my name is Gina. Okay, my grands call me Gigi. There seem to be multiple embroidery lanes. No, so I noticed that there is embroidery lanes, but we are the embroidery lane. We set apart. It's D, so THE embroidery lane. The embroidery lane. And also, Miss Gigi, I linked it in the description box as well. So go in the description box of this video and there's a link there as well. So hopefully that'll lead you to where we're trying to get to. And thank you so much for looking and trying to get over there. I appreciate you. And my end is no okay. And Browns and More by D&G. I have a buy. I agree with Latasha. They should learn the machine first, especially being new. When something goes wrong, you will know how to correct it. Exactly. That's a good point that I make, that you make as well. Thank you for that. And another thing, and this is different from the problem that Mr. TJ is having. And I'm assuming it's Mr. TJ because I see a male there. So another thing, y'all, whenever you get these new machines, and especially if you're new to embroidery, I don't like to see when the newbies come in and they're like, okay, I got my machine. I'm checking my tension. I'm oiling my machine. You don't need to do all that when you just took your machine out the crate, guys. They did all that in the warehouse where you just got your machine from. Now, if you have, especially with oiling, you don't need to oil it right out the gate, right? And if you're having problems, use your machine, get used to your machine first. And if it looks like your tension is off, then that's when you troubleshoot. Don't mess with it when it first come out. Y'all, I cringe when I see newbies coming in saying, hey, I got my tension gauge. I'm doing the tension. Stop. You're creating a problem. Don't do that. Get to know your machine. If your machine is stitching coming to you straight out the crate, start stitching with it. Get to know it first. Then that way, when you know when the tension of something is off, then that's when you tweak it, you know? So, And TJ is saying, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And good luck. And with finding the help. Good luck. Good luck. And Miss Gigi said, okay, thank you. On the way. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Miss Gigi. And Miss Chris is saying, I answered questions to Joey. Yeah, Miss Chris, thank you. I'll be sure to let y'all in as when I get off live, y'all. And Miss Gigi is saying, Andrew and Stitches are there. Okay, so awesome. So wait a minute. She said Andrew and Stitches are their blessing. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. I'm trying to be nosy here. Okay, so let's focus. So y'all heard the machine stop, right? Let's get off the machine, y'all. Let's go. Oh my God. It's so cute, y'all. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take it off the hoop, y'all. Thank y'all for being here with my... Listen, so was this I don't know if this just picked this up off my desk just now or if it was on my machine like this. It probably picked it up when I was doing the applique. Look at this, y'all. That is not supposed to be there. Reminder, y'all, these are magnetic hoops, the mighty hoops. So check it. Don't do like I do. Be better than me. So check your hoops when you're going back to the machine to make sure nothing's stuck on there. Okay, let's focus. Okay, so let's see here. I'll fix that later. Y'all listen. We try to do simple projects over here, y'all, because we try to help get around the frustration and intimidation of embroidery. So something so very simple makes me so happy. So I already removed the hoop, and we're going to check for our tension, right? So I probably can stand to do a little bit of tweaking because it's not as much bobbin coming through on that red with the black. So I probably can tweak it a tad bit. But am I going to mess with it? No. I ain't going to mess with it. You know, for right now, it's still, even though we had a thread break, we was able to start it back up and got going. But we're not going to stress about it. Okay, so let's focus, y'all. Y'all know how excited I get when I'm taking stuff out the machine. It's like the beautiful thing in this is, I'm going to turn it down here a little bit. Well, no. Y'all not going to be able to see this part. I'm sorry. I'm just cleaning it up. So, again, I like to look at my embroidery from an angle because you can see some of the little tie-offs there. And that's why I kind of look at it from an angle. So I'm just going to cut it, but I'm not going to cut it real close because you don't want to cut it and then the tie-off come unravel because your design will unravel. So I'm just cutting off a little bit of the thread there, just kind of clean it up. And so I cut the thread there. And now I'm going to go and just cut my cutaway. And again, with this being a canvas tote, you could use tearaway, but excuse me, y'all, I did not have the right size tearaway to for my size hoop that I was using. Because again, if you was here from the beginning, my plan was to use my 5x5 magnetic hoop, but when I got to the machine, it wouldn't work. So if I had time, I probably would have taken, oh, shucks. Oh, my God. Look at there, y'all. The thing got cooked in my hair. Sit down somewhere. But anyway, so just cutting around here, y'all. Y'all, please forgive me for my shenanigans over here, y'all. I get so excited about embroidery. Like, really, y'all, this is an outlet for me. I talk to people all day long on the phone, And when I come out here, I get to talk to y'all. So yeah. So I'm just cutting around here, just trying to get rid of the um, extra stabilizer. But also, when I got distracted there, I was trying to say if I had time and if I was using this, I know I was going to use that 8x9 hoop earlier. I probably would have just used the other little hack where I take and sew the tearaway together and just use that to hoop it with. But we didn't have time for that tonight. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So cute. Sorry, y'all, about the singing. Goodness, how cute. Y'all ready to see? So look at here. I do see where I can use my Snag Nab-it. Maybe not worried about it too much. But then that little thread there, I'm just going to cut that because that's just where, I don't know if you see the little thread sticking up on the brown. I don't know if you can see that, so little. But I'm just going to cut that because that's just where the thread started at when it started stitching. Okay. Y'all ready? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. Let's read the comments before I do the reveal. Y'all, thank you. I see y'all requesting to get in. Thank you so much, y'all. This is so very exciting to me because now I can see y'all projects, y'all. So let's back up here. And this is up embroidery. Hello. You can't search for the group because it's private. If you click the link, it'll lead you right to it. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. And I'll have to go back and look at that because I thought it was searchable. Thank you for mentioning that because that means I need to go back and tweak it or find out why it's doing that. I might have to change the settings on there. And Billy is saying, I just finished the questionnaire. Thank you so much. And Marissa said, I answered your questions to join the group. Yes, thank you. And Miss Chris is saying, my vise stitched perfectly right out the crate. It's been almost 3 years and I've never adjusted the tension in either upper threads or bottom thread. There you go, y'all. Thank you for that, Miss Chris, because I'm telling you, I cringe, y'all. It's like, y'all, that's almost setting them up for things to go wrong right out the gate when you start messing with that tension. Honey, look, that tension is a monster. You don't want to mess with that tension unless you're having problems. Thank you so much for that, Miss Chris. Thank you. And Miss Nancy said, I've done that. Oh, okay. And she's also saying it's good to be excited about life. Yes, Miss Nancy. Right. So precious, right? And Angela and Stitches said, I love when people, when a plan comes together. Yes, ma'am. And Miss Gigi saying, thanks, Deuces up. I thought, she said, thank you. All right, y'all. So let's focus. So here we go, y'all. And again, this is a tote for teachers appreciation, y'all. Y'all make sure, y'all, them teachers are, teaching school and staff all together, y'all. They go through a lot. We got to remember to do something for appreciation. So does it look straight? I need to check that first. Yeah, it's okay. What do y'all think? Yes. Am I holding it crooked or is it crooked? Let's see. Look at that, guys. Oh my God. Look at that. And I still need to, oh, that still came off. Isn't that cute, y'all? And so look, this is the pocket here. And look at about the placement there. It's about, and yeah, I remember I had to go up a little bit on my placement, maybe a fourth of an inch, almost half an inch. So it's a little higher than I wanted it to be, but hey, it still looks good. What do y'all think? Isn't that precious, y'all? Something so very simple, y'all, just to remind them that, hey, we appreciate you, all that you do, right? So something else I was about to say. Oh, to finish us off, y'all remember I used the heat and bond light underneath the fabric, right? We need to be sure that we apply heat to this for it to then adhere to the bag. I'm not going to do that tonight because I know we've been on here a while, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. So that would be a way to make sure that if you use a heat and bond light, you need to do some heat on it, iron it because that activates the heat, right? Isn't that cute, y'all? Look at that. And look at that satin stitch, guys. Y'all think she gonna like it? Isn't that cute? And again, I purchased this. No, I didn't purchase it. Y'all about to tell a fib again. I ain't purchased this, y'all. I took this from my business partner from the other side over there. He does vinyl over there. I took this from my business partner. He did tell me I can get it though, but I ain't buy it. But it came from Hobby Lobby. So if you have a Hobby Lobby and you want to try this, and again, you can do this on a single needle, I believe. Because even if you don't go, I hooped it on my single needle before I went live. I did it yesterday. And when you get a hoop, you'll flip it inside out to make it work. And you just do it like doing the onesie, making sure your whole thing's out the way. You can go here on the pocket, or you can just do a design at the top up here. But being sure that, well, this will be a good place. You'll go up here on the top of the bag. Oh my goodness. Let me try to see if I can get me a thumbnail, y'all. Y'all, thank y'all for hanging out, guys. I don't know if you can really tell. Oh, then the tag all in the way. Get out the way. No, wrong way. Okay, y'all, let's see. Hope that's a good picture. But y'all, thank y'all so much, y'all. Thank you, thank you. And let's read through the comments here. And Miss Chris is saying it turned out great. Thank you. So very cute. She's gonna love it. Thank you, y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Kristen Smith is saying nice work. Angela Stitches, what font did I use? What font was this? I will go and link it because I don't remember. I think it was Kelsey by, don't worry about that. Let me link it for you. Who is that? Miss Angela Stitches. I'll link it for you. Come back and check. Let me make myself a note right now and come back and check. I'll put it in the description box because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I will link it for you, okay? And with the design, I'll link that in the description as well. I found it on Etsy and I found it on Creative Fabrica. I'll link both of those in there as well. So y'all check those out too. Y'all so cute. Okay, so let's see. Pretty Eyes Covington, nice. Love you, too funny. Thank you, Pretty Eyes Covington. Thank you. Too much going on to be mad and acting up, y'all. Laughter is good for the soul, okay? Laughter is good for the soul. Crystal saying she loved it. Thank you, friend. Billy is saying I need to make one for my sister. She is a second grade teacher. Yes, y'all. I think she'll love it. You know, teachers love totes, right? They love totes. And Z the Amazing is saying so cute. Thank you, Miss Linda. Saying really cute. Miss Z is saying I think she'll love it. Thank y'all. Miss Gigi saying I love it. Miss GGT is saying I love it. Thank you. Miss Linda with Crafting Cousins. Hey, Miss Linda, thank you for coming in. Welcome, welcome. And Miss Veronica is saying it's cute. Thank you, Miss Veronica. Miss Nancy saying, have a good night. There you go, y'all. She's shutting us out, y'all. Because it is that time. Y'all, I appreciate each and every one of y'all because I had no intentions of being on here this late tonight. But because I'm showing behind the scenes, y'all, what happens, right? So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I'm thankful that y'all like this design because, again, I go back and forth a lot of times about what to stitch, right? I try to remember how I felt as a beginner. So I try to do projects that if it was my beginner self back in 2018, if it was something like this that someone did, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that, right? Or even if I don't put it on a tote because I don't have a single needle, or if I want to move it to the top on a single needle, I'm like, that's something I can do, you know? So again, that's the kind of things that we focus on here. So I thank y'all so much for your patience, and I hope that you're getting value and you enjoying what we're doing over here. Um, Thank y'all so much, guys. I really appreciate it. So I'm not sure what I'll be doing next week because I know, again, we need to be getting ready for teacher appreciation. I want to say this is Autism Awareness Month too, because we don't see much about autism, design, well, people doing products with that. Don't forget them. They're special too, So autism, and there was something else that was going on. Mother's Day is next month, right? So I'm not sure what I'll be doing next week. I just kind of plan week by week as we go. But if y'all have any ideas, throw them out there. Put them in a Facebook group, y'all. That's a place to put that at now. That's awesome. But don't say hats. Don't say hats. I ain't ready for hats, y'all. Don't say hats. But if there's anything that y'all want to see done, y'all, be sure to put those things out there. Y'all, I'm excited about the Facebook group. And Miss Veronica, I appreciate you. I thank you for saying, girl, go ahead and do it. Now, you heard what he said. Go on and do it. So it's confirmation. But again, I thank y'all so much. And Miss Either May said, don't forget to hit the like button. Y'all, don't forget to hit it. Hit it on your way out of here. Great job. And great job, Latasha. Thank you, Angela Stitches. She's just saying Facebook answered and pending. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm and your beautiful crafting skills. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Taking the time out of your evening to be doing whatever you can be doing, but you chose to be here. So I thank you. Miss Angela Stitch is saying, great video. Thank you. It's okay, Miss Angela. I knew what you were saying. I knew it. But that'll be all, guys. I appreciate you guys so very much. And I look forward to roughly the same time next week, 7 o'clock Central Time, around that time, because I was late again tonight, but I appreciate y'all for coming in here. And Miss Chris is saying, don't be afraid of the hats. They're not hard to do, and they stitch out fast. Right, Miss Chris. Thank you, Miss Chris. I needed that. I needed that encouragement. Thank you. And Miss Veronica is saying, okay, she's talking to Miss Linda. Oh, she's that first quilt topper. Awesome. Okay, y'all. I will be just sitting here, just reading comments and running my mouth about embroidery, y'all. But you know what? I know y'all got other things you can do. I know you got people you can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it out here. But I look forward to seeing y'all next week, guys. I really appreciate you guys showing up over here, not just for me, but for yourself. Hopefully you're showing up because one or two things, you're having fun or you're learning something, or you're doing both. Because it's always good to be able to enjoy both together, right? So I appreciate y'all. Until next week. And if it's anyone that that would benefit from these type of lives, or just like to just hang out, share it out with them, give it a thumbs up on your way out, subscribe, and turn on your notification. Because y'all listen, sometimes I want to go early, but I say no, it's scheduled for this time. I'm trying not to just go out there and do that. But if you had your notifications on, y'all would see when I would do that. But I try not to do it. But y'all got to turn your bell notifications on. So alrighty, guys. So if that'll be all, y'all have a great night. Have an awesome weekend. Enjoy your friends and family. Y'all, we see y'all next time next week on Thursday, 7 o'clock Central Time. And it's be all for tonight, y'all. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Good night, everybody.